In this Linux quick tip we will discuss changing your current and default shells. There was once a time when Bash was the default shell on almost all Linux systems. That is not necessarily true anymore. However, after this short tutorial you will feel comfortable changing your shell to any that you desire. Let's get started. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified of new videos. When you first log into a system, you might want to check which shell you are currently using. The most efficient way to find your currently running shell is to use the ps command with a few options. In the above example we used the -p or -pid option followed by two $signs. The double $signs pass the process ID of your shell to the ps command, which in turn outputs the desired information. Alternatively, you can use the echo command to display the name of the shell, like so. We just covered the commands to show you which shell you are currently using. However, the current shell isn't necessarily your default shell. There are several ways to find your default shell. In my opinion, the easiest method is to echo the shell variable. This will print the user's default shell to standard output. You can also use grep to search your username in etc password to see which shell is configured as your default. Next, you will need to know which shells are available to you on the system. Thankfully, most Linux systems keep a list of installed shells handy. Simply cat the etc shells file to see a list of installed shells. As a user, you can change your shell to anything listed in this file. You will need to have root privileges to use a shell not listed in this file. You will also need root, or sudo, privileges if you want to change from a restricted shell. Now that you know how to check your current shell and which shells are available, let's discuss how to change it. You can change the shell you are currently using. By changing the current shell you can instantly use the shell of your choice. However, the next time you log in you will be dropped back to your default shell. In the following sections we will show you how to change both your current and default shells. To change your current shell, simply type the name of the shell you want to use on the command line. For example, to use the Z shell you can simply invoke it as a command like so. As you can see, the prompt changes and we are now in Z shell. Remember, this does not change your default shell. Your default shell will still be loaded the next time you log in. The user mod utility is used to modify user accounts. Using the -s option allows you to easily change the default shell for a specified user. Root, or sudo access is necessary for using the user mod command. Here is an example. Use echo to see current shell. Use grep to see default shell in etc password. Change the default shell with user mod. Use echo to show the current shell again, this should not change. Use grep again to see the newly configured default shell. Now we can see that the etc password file was updated to reflect our new default shell. If you do not have root or sudo access you can still change your default shell. Usually, the chsh utility does not require you to have a privileged account. The syntax is very similar to the user mod command, simply pass the -s option followed by the desired shell. There you have it. You should now be comfortable with finding and changing your current and default shells. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified of new videos. As usual, you can find the written version of this tutorial at www.putorius.net.